campers. We're going to chat a little bit today about witchcraft and spell work. And I promised you that we would talk about this in my last video about cords cutting. You can watch that on my social media. But what I want to talk about today is, again, witchcraft, spell work. And there's so many content creators and beautiful videos as well, including beautiful videos about working with magic, right? Deeply misunderstood topic. Witchcraft is just connection to nature, connection to our true essence, working with what surrounds us, with the elements, with herbs, with our own energy, with intention, right? But I'm not going to go into that. What I want to discuss today is how to know which one is legit, right? So many videos of, candle magic, spell work, and so on and so forth. So how do we know which people we should follow, which ones are actually, legit? I myself am a practitioner, but I don't share these things. It's not part of my mission to share that on social media. I focus on different topics and I focus on shadow work with you guys. But if you want, is that something that you feel pulled towards, how to know? So I have one tip and one thing that I always share when someone asks me, is this person is legit or not? Should I follow them or should I not follow them? And that tip and that thing is love spell. If someone, calls themselves a witch, a spiritual person, and shares content around spell work, candle magic, witchcraft, how to do rituals, and you see in their content spell work and rituals for love spell, like make your ex come back, on he's gonna love you, or he's gonna text you, or he's gonna return, bin, you guys, okay? Bin, block, and delete. Because whoever does that knows nothing of spirituality, okay? And I'm gonna break this down for you and I'm gonna explain this to you why. But this is my advice. Browse through the content. If the content is about prosperity spells, money spell, abundance spell, career spells, everything that links to you, your growth, your expansion, sending maybe good intentions towards yourself, your life, your loved ones, protection spells, karma clearance, and so on and so forth, that's beautiful, that's lovely. The moment someone posts about, again, love spells, so how to make that, it's usually about men, right? We're going to touch on that in a moment as well. Block, delete. This is not no true witch. Witch being an awakened woman, a medicine woman, a woman who works with magic, which works with nature, with Mother Earth, with energy, right? Would ever do that. Because truly awakened people, again, witches, medicine women, however you want to call us, truly, we're oracles. We're messengers of God. We're messengers of the truth of life and the meaning of life. And the most beautiful thing that we are given in this life is our freedom. Okay? And I always mention this to you guys when we do shadow work. And I say this to you guys, the messages from spirit, channeling messages, this is what you're being guided to do. This is the path towards alignment. But I always say to you, you choose. If you don't want to go towards alignment, if you want to stay stuck, repeat lessons, if you want to settle, if you don't want to continue to fight, to grow, to expand, to release, to integrate your shadow, it is your choice because this is your life. Free will and freedom is the most important thing that we receive in life. And whoever interferes with that energy, by doing love spells, trying to force someone to obsess with you, to love you, to come back to you, to return to you, to text you, all they're doing, even if it's going to work, it's going to be spellbound, It's not going to be true. It's not going to be authentic. But all they're really doing is bringing karma upon themselves. That karma might not be even out in this lifetime. I always say this to you guys. There is justice in a universal scale, but it's not sometimes materialized in a specific lifetime. But you will get that karma back. You will have to release, you will have to apologize. So that's the another thing is that there are a couple of things that I want to mention. So I'm sort of having a lot of thoughts. First of all, I mentioned to you guys that many women does that, right? It's more of our thing, right? Distorted feminine energy. And the dangerous thing here is that if you've been on my website, where I have a lot of content about divine love, divine feminine, divine masculine, and what does it mean, feminine energy, masculine energy, without both of us distorted and healed. If you look at the distortion within the feminine energy is the control. Because we are the element of God on earth. We are extremely powerful. How we use that power defines what kind of a woman we are, what kind of a witch we are, right? So if you use that to control, you're creating a distortion in the feminine energy and in the flow of the feminine and the masculine on earth. So all you're going to create is distorted men and distorted masculine energy. And I talk about this all the time. I covered this in my Divine Masculine Masterclass on my YouTube. There's an episode about freedom and why men fear losing their freedom. And because of that, because they're distorted, when they're wounded, they fear commitment. That's exactly what's causing it. Women wanting to control. The most important thing for men is the freedom. If you truly love a man, you set him free. There's a door. There's a door. The door is always open. You can always walk through that door. And remember, if you want to control a man, if you through spell work and witchcraft and that nonsense kitchen magic, what are you actually asking? It's not going to be real love. It's not going to be intent. Who wants someone who is caged up and chained in the corner of your room energetically? It's not love. It's not unconditional love. It's not true love. It's not pure love. Not to mention that I always say this to you guys when I talk about tarot, that tarot should not be touched by someone who is not an awakened channel, awakened vessel for true Kundalini awakening, whose life's path is linked, is linked to using tarot as an ancestral tool. And the reason that is because, yes, we can all, play with oracle cards, with pendulums. We can all play with some spells and some rituals, and it's beautiful. And I explained this to you guys, but there's a difference in the things that we do. There's a reason certain things are meant only for people who are awakened, because when we awaken, we go through deep cleanse, healing, true death and rebirth, and we know how to handle these things. In order for you to, and I always say this, to touch divination, to do spell work and these things, you have to know how to protect yourself, and you have to be a clear vessel. A clear vessel. Okay, so someone who does these kind of a nonsense love spell, they're never clear vessel, because clear means that you've released your ego, that you've released the conditioning, you've released the deserving, the entitlement, the wanting. You're connected to God. You're connected to the divine. You're a free spirit. You're a clear spirit. You're not programmed. You're not bound by programming. You're not bound by desire. So you can clearly channel the energy and the messages, right? So again, just a friendly reminder, obsessing with someone, wanting to hold someone with chains, with energetic chains, with spells. First and foremost, it means that it's not love. Because love is freedom. True love sets someone free. If you don't come to me on your own, especially as a man, all I'm going to do is burning candles to set you free. Because my brother, you are free. I will never want anything from you. And I teach you guys this. True feminine energy. We don't want anything from men. We have our boundaries. We observe what they're willing to offer, but we never ask for anything. Okay? So just please stop with the kitchen magic.